Unveiled at WWDC 2024 in June, iOS 18 is the next generation version of iOS, set to be released to the public in September. iOS 18 is built around Apple Intelligence, which is what Apple is calling its AI feature set that's deeply integrated into iOS. Apple Intelligence combines generative AI with personal context, and Apple calls it AI for the rest of us.
A set of writing tools will be available across all apps for rewriting, polishing, proofreading, and summarizing text. You can change your tone, make your writing more concise, and ensure there are no spelling or grammar errors.
An image playground app lets you generate images using prompts or Apple's suggestions and themes. You can incorporate pictures of your friends and family to make all kinds of fun custom photos in styles that include animation, illustration, or sketch. Image Playground image generation is built into Messages, Notes, and other apps.
There's a Genmoji feature in the Messages app that lets you create any emoji you want without being limited to the built-in options. You can enter a short description of what you want, even including your friends, and Apple will make it for you.
In the Photos app, you can create custom memories by typing in a description, with Apple Intelligence choosing appropriate photos and videos based on your description. Memories include a storyline, included music, and chapters for a full narrative arc.
Apple entirely overhauled Siri with Apple Intelligence, creating an assistant that is more contextually relevant, personal, and natural. You can use voice commands with Siri, but there's also a new Type to Siri option you can activate with a double tap on the bottom of the display. Siri has more personal context for fulfilling requests and can take actions in apps for the first time. Siri can edit photos, manage files, create folders, and tons more. When Siri doesn't know something, there's an option to bring in OpenAI's ChatGPT for your requests. ChatGPT is free, gets no info from you, and can be used for creating and illustrating content from scratch. Apple Intelligence is limited to the iPhone 15 Pro models and iPads and Macs with an M-series chip, and that's because much of the processing is done on-device for privacy purposes and to keep user data safe. Apple Cloud servers running on Apple Silicon are used for more intensive tasks. Apple promises that its private cloud compute feature does not store data or make it accessible to Apple in any way. There are new customization options for the home screen, with the option to rearrange apps and widgets with open spaces and around wallpapers. Icons and widgets can be made larger and have a darker option for dark mode, plus there's an option to add a colored tint. Apple redesigned Control Center and made it so everything can be rearranged to put what you use most front and center, with customized sizes and groups. A controls gallery lets you add all kinds of new quick actions, including controls from third-party apps. Control Center can also be split into multiple screens, so you can have dedicated sections for HomeKit, media playback, connectivity, and more, with the option to swipe between them. Apple updated the Photos app, merging the Library and For You tabs into a simplified view that focuses on surfacing your best photos and memories. With collections, it's easy to find photos organized by themes like recent days, trips, and people and pets. Collections can be pinned for quick access to your most used content. There's a new carousel view that shows you highlights of your best content, and live photos and videos will autoplay as you browse. The Messages app supports scheduling text for the first time, and the tap-back feature that you use to react to text now supports any emoji. Text effects can be added to a word, phrase, or emoji, and formatting like bold and italic is available. iOS 18 will see Apple transition from SMS and MMS to Rich Communication Services or RCS for green bubble text, which will result in better messaging experiences with Android users. Later in 2024, Mail will adopt on-device categorization with sections like promotions, transactions, and personal email. And there is a new digest view that aggregates all of the relevant emails from a business for a full look at correspondence. There are highlights in Safari that surface key information about a web page, like a summary of an article, the location of a restaurant, or access to a map on a web page for a shop. Reader mode has been upgraded with a summary and table of contents. The Notes app supports live audio recording and transcription, along with math notes that can automatically solve equations and expressions. Maps now includes topographic maps and trail networks, including detailed maps of all 63 U.S. national parks. Hikes can be saved for offline access, and you can create custom walking and hiking routes.
Apple added a game mode that minimizes background activity to ensure all of your processing power goes to the game you're playing. Plus, it cuts down on latency from game controllers and AirPods, with AirPods also gaining support for personalized spatial audio for gaming. With a tap-to-cash feature, you can tap your iPhone to another iPhone to send money over Apple Cash without having to share your phone number or other personal information. Apple Pay supports paying with rewards and with installment plans offered by some credit cards, plus event tickets have been redesigned in Wallet to include maps, information about the venue, and more.
The Passwords section in Settings is now a whole Passwords app that stores iCloud keychain logins and passwords. The Passwords app supports passkeys, Wi-Fi passwords, verification codes, and more. AirPods Pro 2 in iOS 18 support a new gesture-based Siri response option, so you can shake your head for no nod for yes. If you get a call, you can shake your head to decline, for example. Apple is also adding voice isolation so you can better tune out background noise. Apple Intelligence. Apple Intelligence is the name for the set of artificial intelligence features that are in iOS 18, iPadOS 18, and macOS Sequoia, powered by machine learning and large language models. Apple Intelligence is deeply integrated into Apple's latest operating systems, providing new capabilities across a range of apps. Writing tools. Writing tools are meant to help you edit, refine, and improve your writing. It is a collection of features included in Notes, Pages, Mail, and other apps where you write text. It can be used to correct errors, locate missing words, change your tone, and summarize content. Proofread. Proofread checks your spelling and grammar, looking for spelling issues, incorrect verb forms and punctuation, missing words, and situations where you've used the wrong word like affect instead of affect. Image Playground. Image Playground is a new app that lets you generate images based on your ideas. You can generate an image with a prompt similar to ChatGPT, and Apple also has a list of suggested concepts. Genmoji. Genmoji are similar to emoji and are designed to behave like emoji. With Genmoji, you can essentially generate any emoji you want, so you're no longer limited to the standard set. Siri and Search. Apple Intelligence revamps Siri and Search, and, well, Siri will be much more intuitive and responsive to requests. Siri has better language understanding and can keep up even if you stumble over your words or change your mind mid-sentence. As mentioned earlier, Apple Intelligence can summarize all kinds of text, including both what you've written and what other people have written. You can select text and get a summary, but Apple has also built this functionality into notifications and messages. We go into detail on the specific features coming to apps in other sections of the roundup, but here's a quick list of the app changes that are powered by Apple Intelligence. You'll only get these options on a supported device. Most Apple Intelligence features are completed on-device to preserve user privacy. Siri gathers data from your iPhone to answer your requests rather than relying on Apple's servers, but there are instances where the compute power of the cloud is required. Most Apple Intelligence features are slated to launch in iOS 18, iPadOS 18, and macOS Sequoia in the fall, but there are some capabilities that Apple needs more time to develop. Many of the improvements to Siri are not set to launch until later iOS 18 versions in 2025. Apple Intelligence is limited to the iPhone 15 Pro and iPhone 15 Pro Max, both of which have an A17 Pro chip. It will also work with the upcoming iPhone 16 models that are expected to get A18 chips. iOS 18 design updates. Apple Intelligence may be the biggest overall change coming in iOS 18, but Apple has implemented some noteworthy design changes that overhaul the look of the home screen and bring it more in line with the lock screen that was updated in iOS 17, home screen. Apps and widgets can be placed anywhere on the iPhone's hidden grid in iOS 18, so you can have a home screen and app pages with just a handful of apps and widgets with as much spacing as you want between rows of icons. iOS 18, home screen. You can't quite put an app icon anywhere you want on the screen, but you can rearrange icons around your wallpaper and have more empty space than before. The names of apps can be removed, increasing the size of the icons and widgets on the home screen with the space saved. Control Center. Control Center has been overhauled, and it now features rearrangeable tiles and support for multiple pages, so you can put what you need most right at the top of it. You can customize all of the Control Center options, adding new controls from the controls gallery that Apple introduced. Lock screen. The camera and flashlight options on the lock screen are now considered part of Control Center, which means you can swap them out for other Control Center controls. You can assign those buttons to do different things or turn them off entirely, which is useful for those who don't want to accidentally activate the camera or flashlight from the lock screen.